So let's start with Paola's presentation. Paola is working at Fit Consulting, and they also have been at the start of the process with the vision for these flexible urban space management zones or shared use mobility zones. So Paola, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ivo. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. As Ivo said, the role from my side is today to introduce the vision and the concept of shared use mobility, so the SUMP zone. Please, next slide. Actually, as most of you already commented, we are in a moment of transformation because we are entering in an era of ultra strict environmental regulation in a lot of cities in Europe. There is booming of e-commerce. That means Black Friday every day. As you can see, this is the situation everyday life in the streets. We have micromobility is even more under development and even more used by people moving in the city. We are also entering in an era of L3 revolution, automation, electrification, and also, as you can see, sharing in some cases. And this means innovation that is going to be piloted, tested, and it will be entering into the market in a more mature market in the forthcoming years. Advancing technology innovation. Here we can have some example, futuristic, but not too much futuristic, because maybe in the near future we will have this type of innovation on our streets. So it's a mix of practice and the new frontiers that we need to manage in the mobility within a city. Please, next slide. Curb space is where movement meets access. This means that lots of activities are going to be carried out in the streets. You know that curb space should be flexible, and this means that no more business as usual, simply because a lot of things have been already said. But now we are entering in such important and disruptive transformation that something needs to be done, making the city even more livable. Because these are something that is going to be interacting in the city. You know, we have bike, we have bus, we have sidewalk cafe, car parking, loading, freight delivery. That is even more important. And we are experiencing, every one of us is experiencing during this COVID period. Please, next slide. So we need flexible curb management. We need to introduce flexible curb management concept. This means helping cities to reduce congestion, to adapt emerging technology, and also to increase revenue through a broader curb use pricing model, as Theo said before. And I strongly sustain this as well. The curbside ecosystem is a place where delivery trucks, bike lanes, parking space, ride-sharing service coexist and interact with each other. Curbside management is a hyper-local challenge requiring coordination, and so we need to introduce broader policy goals, and also by following and respecting principle of safety, because you know that most of operations are doing loading and unloading that are conflicting, for example, with bikes and with micromobility. Access for all. So the city needs to encourage a sort of inclusive approach to the city use and to the space use. Efficiency, rebalancing the use of streets and curbs towards more efficient use within the city. So please. What means going towards an efficient curb site management? This means that there needs to be the need for the use of public space, considering all the city needs, all the city users need, not just those who use the cars, as actually is done. Strategic dialogue with stable consultative process, the conflicting the allocation of public space. This means what we are doing, what we are doing today. Establish a dialogue with all the stakeholders that can make the interest, can bring the interest of all city users around the same table. This means flexible use of city, reducing the pressure to the public authority on the age of commerce and congestion, of course. There is a need, urgent need to share practices, not only around Europe, but extending the sharing of practices also at international sites, because you know, in the US, in Canada, there are a lot of examples, as we will see during this day. So to have a citywide approach to curb space management. Urban streets needs to be seen as open ecosystem, managed according to a dynamic approach, adapting curb space to users and uses, targeting new mobility service and manage space scarcity. That you know that is even more important and urgent within a safe, efficient, inclusive, and system-oriented ecosystem. For what concerns technology, right? Excellent, very well done. We have very impressive technology that can magnify the use of curb space, but over the long term, there is the need to have a long-term vision and design it for a dynamic and more flexible use of curb sites and in general of city space. Next one, please. This is the vision. So actually, we have everything that is addressed to parking streets. So there is a lot of confusion, conflict, and this means I'm not convinced to use the bicycle in this condition, under this condition. You know that also in terms of efficiency of operation of loading and unloading areas, it's something that is terrific. Lots of accidents may also happen during the loading and unloading operation. Sometimes can happen. Also, when bicycles interact with private cars. Now we have a vision of a more flex use of streets, where public transport, microtransit, people, freight, micromobility, and also other activities that are the richness of the city can interact in a more efficient and coordinated way. Next slide, please. This is the reason why we are here today, and I definitely thank the association that are starting this strategic dialogue today. Start adopting and start sharing the concept of shared, used, mixed, so on. That is quite a visionary but important vision for the city of tomorrow. This because of citizens' quality of life. This because of mobility. This because of accessibility for city, and this is because of operation. Economics activities within the city, and also, of course, impact in terms of less congestion, less pollution, and going towards resilient and green Europe. So thank you so much for being here. I leave the floor. I can't wait to see the results of the survey. So thank
Indeed.
you.
Me too.
I hope that
thank
I
you.
am.
Yep.
Thank you, Ivo. From the floor.